Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing an eye look with the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. This is a fairly new palette that came out. It's kind of caught my attention, it's been a hot moment since I've gotten an Urban Decay palette. Back in the day when I was really getting into makeup, Urban Decay was one of the first brands I really got into. Love the Naked 3 palette, which I think is like their most successful palette to date. And it's still one of the older ones that's still available, and I think I still have mine. And before I get into the actual palette, I'm going to put on the rest of my face, was discussing some of my new favorite things that I found, some of my repeats that I really got into, and what I'm really into trying or wearing at this time of year in terms of primers, foundation, blushes, you name it. We're going to go through it. So if you like these videos, stay tuned. Let's get started. All right, so to start, after obviously moisturizing your face, I've really been into the e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer with salicylic acid. Um, I think this was like $10 or $12. Usually with e.l.f. 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 Usually with e.l.f. it's hit and miss, but I really do like this one. I really do like like the consistency of it and the feel, and that it's actually working well. I always have redness in my face and dryness, no matter what time of year. And I feel this does a really good job at not only keeping the hydration in my skin after I've, put my serums and stuff on, but keeping my makeup in place as well. So I have been trying this out, and I really do like it a lot. And then one of my favorites, all time, is still the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the original. I normally like to get the anti-aging, but I think I got this one as like a buy one, gift or whatever it was. It was like an extra that was put in there. So, I put that on my lids. I like to go all the way up to my brow bone when I do that, just to cover all my bases and get my primers all set and ready to roll, rock and roll. And obviously, if you don't know, your ring finger is obviously your weakest finger. That's always the recommended finger to use, and try always to like dab rather than like pull, because that likes to make wrinkles, and we don't want those here. It's not in our house. So yeah, so the e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer and the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Like I said, this has been one of my handy dandies. I keep coming back to this. I love it. So one of my new finds and one of my oldies. Okay, so next I'm going to start with foundation. One of the things I really got into, I do have the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. Now I do have like the regular like Pro Matte Filter foundation, and I do like that a lot. But I actually found that I like this just a little bit more. This is shade number 2 because I am pretty fair. But it is winter. It is, appropriate to look a little pale up, at least in the Northeast. Um, and I find I like to put it on, normally like the flat end. I don't have the best blender with me right now, but I put a couple dabs on, starting in my cheeks, forehead, on here. Maybe I'll look like, a clown for a little bit, but then we dab them all in, put it around, get it on. And I like the feel of it. Once you get it really into place, I don't feel like it moves very, some foundations can slide and kind of move, do the cha-cha slide. I'm not seeing that with this, because it's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, I guess you could say. And I'm not hugely a big fan of those, but this feels like it's a little bit more than just like a tinted moisturizer, but not quite a full, like medium coverage foundation. So I guess, in the name, blurring skin tint is probably considered a tinted moisturizer, but I do like this. It feels nice. It goes on nicely. I really like the bottle, the squeeze bottle. It's got a nice cap to it. No complaints about that. And you know, if I'm feeling a little more fuller coverage, I'll wear the Fenty Beauty with the Pro Matte Filter foundation, and that instead. So lately, I have been using for concealer Be Bright Illuminating Concealer from Kokie Professional. Now, to be honest, I do not remember where I got this from. It might have been in one of the boxes when I used to do subscription boxes, but I actually find myself reaching for this more than some of my other ones currently, just because it's a good concealer and I don't feel it moving very much, you know, especially when you've got yourself, you know, trying to make sure you're not looking like you're The Walking Dead. I find that this is actually a really nice formula. Like I said, I've not really heard of the brand before, but I do like it, and I'm probably gonna use it until it runs out. Before I decide if I'm gonna buy another one or go to a different brand. I'll see. But that's the concealer. So these are two, like I said, two newbies. I like most of Rihanna's Fenty Beauty products, and like I said, this Kokie Professional I've never heard of before, but I've got no complaints on this concealer. Then eyebrows. I like to do eyebrows after I do my face. Looking in my side mirror here, it looks like I'm okay. I gotta get a little better lighting in here. I'll have professional lightings. But as you can see, with my born blonde hair that does not show, it took me years to realize that I don't care what else I put on my face. I never do my eyebrows. And so now I realized in pictures I have like this 5 forehead because I had no eyebrows defined. And so like now of course it's one of my like most self-conscious things because you need eyebrows to look like normal. So I've been playing around with a few items. Lately I've been getting into the L'Oreal micro ink pen, and I think this is the dark blonde, I think, which is like their lightest shade. I've also been a fan of the It Brow Power from It Cosmetics to start like as a defining point, and getting myself into my mirror over here, start, you know, doing little flicks and then moving my way out to the tail end and coming back to the front, kind of evening out the middle a little bit. And for some reason, I always start with this eye first. I can't tell you why. It just is how it is. And then I'll go to the other side and work my way through that one. Now, this one has a spoolie, which does help a little bit. Like I said, I don't really have a lot of brow hair there, so this is really more keeping the actual pencil like in its place or in line until I start putting on a few more of the brow products to keep them more in place. This is just my starting point. Give me my basic outline. It's not too bad. And then there's that. And then, so then I shake up the L'Oreal Micro Ink Pen, and it does have, maybe a little hard to see, there is a little like cutaways to like show like where you would have like lines to show like your definition rather than just like a straight marker on your eyebrow. And I just kind of lightly take it and brush it down. If you do press pretty hard, you might get a little more than what you want, which then kind of looks a little weird. You could always just take the spoolie and even it out. But I like this. I mean, it's like I don't want to say it's a semi-permanent, but it's like a good, like, you know, last most of the day, 8 to 12 hours. I've had no complaints with this. Doesn't bleed. It's not like heavily ink, so it's not like it's taking forever to dry. But I do feel like it adds a little bit of dimension to just the It Cosmetics. And then this is from a brand called Face Stockholm. It's a Swedish-based brand, and I've had this forever because it's already faded off. I don't even think they make it anymore. It's called a brow fix, tinted brow fix, and I always finish it off because it's a spoolie with here, and then I just kind of finish it off, and it kind of holds it into place. It kind of gives it like that firming hold that keeps everything in place, and then a little more definition because it's a full spoolie with the mixture. Like I said, I've had this forever. I don't even think they make this anymore, so I'll be really sad when I don't have this anymore. But I've probably had 3 or 4 of these so far. So I pulled my hair back a little bit for this because I'm going to do my bronzer, blush, and highlight before I do the eyes. One of my favorite blushes is the It Cosmetics Ombre Radiance Blush, and this one is Je ne sais quoi. Now, as you can tell, I've gone down to the pan, and I need to give it up. Haven't done that quite yet. But then I just kind of swirl it around and bring it up through here. Try not to bring it too close to my nose. Bring it up a little bit. And I do have another set of these, and I've got some more other types of blushes available. I like, can't get this one up. It's just, I don't know. I love it. But put that on there, and it does brighten a little bit. And then this one I think I did get in a box when I was doing my subscriptions. It's a bronzer. It's called Shades by San Francisco. And this is latte bronzer. It's just your typical, mini size bronzer. I'll take one of my brushes, and it's not like a super heavily pigmented, but it does the job. I have no complaints. I always start near my crease and my hairline here and work my way down. I gotta be careful in the winter, especially because it is so pale, and if I don't look carefully enough or I'm not paying attention, you can definitely see the crease line. And then I like to go underneath the blush that I put here to kind of give a little dimension, but not too crazy. And then I will blend it out with a blending brush in a minute, but I don't like to do the chin stuff here because I can't get it to look nice. So I kind of end it here and go all the way around like half a face. So there's that. I do have 2 highlighters I've been using, and I rotate them. One of them is the Fenty Beauty in the How Many Carats, which is like a silvery white. It's very nice. And another one that I've been using is the Jeffree Star. This is the Supreme Frost in the Diamond Wet. This has got more of a gold shimmer to it. Based on the color thing, I'm going to go with this one based on the palette. But it does have a really nice, thing. So I put it right there on my cheekbone. Use my finger. I find it that works best with my highlighters, and then I take like a small little highlight brush to blend before I do my full blending brush. So you can see just a little bit there. I'll blend just a little bit, just going in that direction that I was originally going with my finger, just to give it that smooth look. And then I take my full blending brush and just kind of go all over, pulling my hair back, getting the blush, the bronzer, nothing standing out looking too funky. No funk town up in here. So, and then not too bad. So moving on to the actual makeup palette now for the eyes. I'm opening it for the first time. Very interested in seeing. I think I have an idea of what colors I want to use. Like I said, nice packaging and all that stuff. These are some pretty cool, nice colors. Now, this is not normally tones that I would normally have reached for. These are a little more cooler. but I'm trying to versatile my looks, especially my eye game, because I need to up it. Um, but there's a good fair amount of shimmers and mattes, and like I said, a lot of cool tone colors. So I'm hopeful that I have an idea of which ones I would definitely want to use. I just would like to say that the Cowboy Rick, which is like a purpley pink color here, is a shimmer, and it's caught my attention, and so is the one Bud. Those like are really nice shimmers. You know, there's some um, nice glow to those, so I definitely want to at least try one of those. And you know, I do like it has a nice good sized mirror in here, because sometimes I got a mirror here, sometimes I'm looking here, sometimes I'm looking all over the place, but I do like I am a mirror person in terms of like palettes, so it is what it is. Alright, so what do I want to start with? What do I want to start with? Alright, so I think I'm going to take the shade Nudie, which is this third one here, and kind of put it over on the above my lid, like above the crease and above my lid, with that here, and go through just putting a kind of an upper base area. It's gliding on pretty nicely. Like I said, it's been many years since I've had a Urban Decay palette, and I just bought 2 new ones from them, and this is the first of one that I'm trying. So it looks like it's going on pretty good. And this is over my crease, over my lid, above the crease, and it's going on nicely. It's pretty nice. I like it. So I'll do it for the other side too. Alright, so that's above that. Like I said, it's just above where my crease starts. Not all the way to the brow bone. I am going to use my cleaner to help get some of the coloring off. I am going to take the light shade at the end, which is called Standoff, and go right from there, from on top of the nudie shade to my brow bone, and then blend that in so it goes all the way over. It's really just a light pale shade, but just to kind of complete the transition here. Put that on, and then obviously blend that a little bit. Alright, so I think I'm going to take the shade Pony Up, which is this matte dark purple color, and I think I'm going to put that right in my crease before I put on my lid, and I'm just going to start in the center there. Ooh, that's dark. That is dark. And it's pigmented, and I think I picked up too much. We'll make this work. We'll make this work. It's okay. It's fine. We can work with this. We can make this work. This is where the blending comes in. Might have to go back over, but it's alright. I can work with this. I can work with this. So yeah, a little is all you need. You don't really need to pick up as much as I thought I was going to need to, because it definitely should. So after cleaning my brushes, I am going to take the shade Bud, which is that teal shimmer shade, and I'm going to start doing that all over my lid, starting in the center and working my way around. Going all over my lid on this one. Alright, and next I'm going to take the shade Tex, which is this matte dark teal, and I'm going to put it towards the outer edge to help make this darker outer V. And I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to start here and go in, make a V into the crease and into the end here, and just kind of swoop in to make it blend in. This is where it can get a little tricky. Like I said, I think I'm picking up more than I probably should. So my one eye is looking like a little heavier than the other because I picked up a little too much. I'm going to have to even it out a little bit. But again, I'm going to take that same shade and then the outer corner, work my way in to make it blended. And then again with my blending brush, put it all together nicely. Now, I'm going to take a little wipe because like I said, this eye, I definitely got a little more than I bargained for. I'm just going to, without ruining my foundation and everything else, just take a little off the edge. I've usually just got one of the little things. This one I pulled out a little too far. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, and I like to make it in a line so it looks like it's a nice sharp going here without pulling my skin too much. And then I am actually going to take a slightly better blending brush and go back with it. I can't tell if it's just because of the shadow that I'm seeing, but one eye I like more than the other, and that's a problem. Alright, so I'm going to take that Cowboy Rick shade, which is that purpley shimmer shade that I'm going to put that as an inner corner highlights, as it looks like it's going to match my hair, and kind of make it all blend together nicely. So this might be a finger shade. I'm not 100% for using fingers. I'd prefer brushes for the most part, but sometimes it's easier to use your finger. And, you know, it's a preference thing, it's a thing. I just feel like I have more precision with a brush, but some formulas are easier to spread with a finger versus just a brush. So now I always like to go in afterwards, even though I didn't really have any fallout, which is good. I always like to go in just a little bit just to brighten a little more underneath my eye with my concealer, and then fix that up. And as I do it, I try to dab as much as possible rather than pulling, but I do like to dab in a direction as of an upward to not only brighten the under eye, but help keep the shadow from outgoing anywhere further and keeping that nice little triangular shape that I've got going on here. Normally, not always, but sometimes I like to do eyeliner. I think I'm going to skip it tonight, and I think I'm going to go right into mascara, and I think I'm going to add a small pair of fake lashes. I am going to do a little primer beforehand. I feel like the black mascara is going to take, or the black liner might take away from it. So I'm just going to withhold from that tonight, and then I always add my final touch of lipstick and tie everything in together. Let that do its thing. So this is the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. Got it at Ulta. I have used a couple of the Essence mascaras. They're alright. You know, the Lash Princess ones are pretty decent. I do like this primer because it's white, and so you can see like where you've made your mark, and then whatever mascara you use over it, you know you need to cover it up if you still see some of the white. Because some primers you can't quite tell. So I like that this is white for that specific reason. Let me give that a minute. And I do have a little a gentle eyelash comb separator. I think this was from Ulta as well. You gotta be very careful, but it does help keep your, if you have a tendency to have eyelashes that get like stuck, this does help separate them. Back in the day, I was using a fine tooth comb and ruining all of them for my mother's makeup vanity. Now they have these, which is really nice. Just don't poke your eye out, folks, because you might not get it back. So I did get these House of Lashes from the Sephora collection lashes. Now, I've never tried this before. I'm normally for the magnetic lashes, but I'm kind of out on them right now. And I got a deal on Sephora through Kohl's with these. So it's 2 pairs with lash glue. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. I normally do the magnetic ones, so we'll see how this goes. But before I do that, I am going to put on a little mascara, and this is one of my favorites. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. You know, it was a big hit once upon a time. I like the big brushes. Some people don't. Some people like the little ones. I like this one, just a personal preference. I do like the formula of it, and you know, it does hold. This is the regular one. I know there's a waterproof one, but I don't normally wear waterproof mascara. So this one's gonna go on. It goes on nicely. No complaints about it. You know, it is a little more expensive. I always try to buy things when they're on sale or like when you can get like a deal for it. I don't like to pay full price for this type of stuff, even though they can be a little expensive. I'm usually the deal finder. Like, I don't normally just buy stuff at full price. I just find my ways into deals or discounts or wait for, you know. I am a platinum member at Ulta. I was diamond once upon a time, but I fell off that tier. I'm almost back. But I don't normally shop through Sephora, but because they're now with Kohl's, I was able to get a few of those things that I can't get at Ulta, but got some mascara on here. Now we're going to try the lashes. This will be a learning curve. I'm doing this with you. So it says to take the lashes, bend them a little bit before you apply the glue to them. You know, some people trim them down because they might be too long for your eye length. These look like they might be a little too long. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Might be able to get away with this length. But bend them a little bit. It says wait 30 seconds for the glue to become a little tacky before applying to the line. So we'll wait for that. Hopefully it's tacky enough. Here we go. Definitely don't think it is. Definitely think they're too long. But we're committed. We're committed. So let's keep going. Can't turn back. Yeah. Okay, so the glue got a little bit underneath here. You can always use the mascara. Alright, the glue's on that one. I did trim this one a little bit just to see if it works a little bit better. Gonna let it get tacky for a minute. And then decide what color lipstick I'm gonna do after I fix my hair. That's cool. What lipstick? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go with the red? Loving him was red. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Why not? Let's see. This shade is called Uncensored from Fenty Beauty, Rihanna's lip paint line. I think it's called Stunna Lip Paint. And I do like it. One of my favorites. You do have to be careful in how much you use. You gotta give it a little more dry time than one of my other brands that I use. All right. Now, like I said, it's got a nice little applicator to it. I'm gonna let it dry, fix my hair. But this is the look I put together with the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. I do have a nice red dress on. I've got a little green necklace to match the shadow, the red to match my top here, and you know the little things that add to it. So I do really like this palette. I didn't experience any fallout. It was actually very pigmented for what it did pick up, and actually, like I said, it's actually surprised me at how much it did pick up. So I'm very impressed with it, and like I said, a lot of cool tones in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers, and it looks like 8 mattes. So, you know, there's a lot to work with here, and it's really cool palette. I'm not gonna complain about that. And it's got the nice little magnetic closure. So there's that. Like I said, I am learning with these type of false lashes. Normally, it's not what I normally use, but it is trial and error for me on this. And so far, I like it. So I hope you guys liked this video, this look. If you have the Wild West palette, let me know what some of your favorite shades are, combinations. Comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye, guys. So I kind of end it here and go all the way around, like half a face. I'm usually with Elf. It's Elf. I always have like my whole like brush thing. And don't worry, I did get a cleaner for my brushes, so I've been being good about all that. One of my favorite brushes. All right, what are we gonna do? So the Elf with my concealer, and then fix that up. Oh God. So this is Uncensored, the shade name. It's from Fenty Beauty. For the Stunna lip. And then I have I am a mirror person in terms of like palettes, so it is what it is. Elf Blemish Control Face Primer with salicylic acid and the Urban Decay. Yeah. Yeah. You're doing so good. Oh my God, you're the best at being the worst. Looks nice. I like it. Alright, so my hair looks like garbage. That's cool.